Red Brick fans, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be going over a few tips that should help you to improve your own Lego MOCs that you build at home. Now, to go over a brief history of my MOC building, I haven't really done anything huge and I've only started just recently, so I wouldn't consider myself a pro. But if you want some more in-depth help, I'll be linking a few videos that I thought were useful down below in the description. Now, let's get started with the video. And here we start off with tip numbers 1 and 2, which is think big before you think small, and practice, practice, practice. Now, for the think big before you think small, if you start off with a big MOC and then later find out that you ran out of parts, it may discourage you, and then you'll find that MOC sitting on your shelf 5 years later collecting dust. And then for the practice, 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 if you start out with a small MOC, you can practice on your planning, your designing, your part sourcing, your story, and your minifigure placement. And then when you take off with those big MOCs, you can blend those things all together and it makes one beautiful picture.
And to help me showcase these tips, I built this Council Chambers of Mandalore MOC that I've built recently. And this scene when C-3PO and R2-D2 are running around Tatooine hopelessly lost in Star Wars Episode 4.
Alright, tip number 3 is every time you build a MOC, incorporate one new technique every time you do it. I don't care where and I don't care how, just incorporate in there and you'll thank me later, because when you do take off with a new MOC, a new really big one per se, you can add some more pizzazz and oomph to that MOC and it'll make it turn out really, really good.
Alright, as I pull this closer, you can see on the frame of the window, I've added some snot, which is stud snot on top to both sides of the window. And then when I turn this thing around, you can see the frame isn't actually part of the wall. Hold on, as I pull this apart, yep, there it is. And then let me take this off to get a better view at it. See? Not part of the wall. Now with the frame, for me it helps add a bit of more pizzazz to the MOC that I deeply, deeply enjoy. Now for the desert MOC, you can see I've added some snot over to there on that side of the hill, and then some more snot also on that side of the hill, and then we have some little stalagmites or stalactites, and then for the texture I just added a bunch of plates in various rows and then built on top of those plates.
Number 4 is plan out your stories. Now, as you saw in the little desert scene before with C-3PO and R2, I pulled it off of Star Wars A New Hope, where they fell from the escape pod and then they're running around Tatooine hopelessly lost and thinking they might die. Now, if I were to change that up with, say, a few clone troopers, maybe a Sith Inquisitor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the story completely changes. And then with the Mando scene you saw also before, if I were to change those minifigures up, the MOC also changes. So you must know what your story is and what your minifigures are before you build the MOC. Tip number 5 is do your research. Referring back to those MOCs again that I've shown you before, I probably would have not been able to do those had I not done my research. And I'm so glad I did, because to me, they look pretty good. And if you would, please let me know in the comments below if you like the MOCs. But anyway, do your research, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can find it, look it up, and with the new tools you have in your noggin, you'll be good to go. And that about wraps up for this video, so if you would please hit that like, subscribe button, hit that notification bell down below, and please again comment if you like the MOCs and if you want to see more of these MOCs again in the near future. And I'll see you guys next time.